Hello, welcome to Itv-Asia. I'm Weina Li. Today I have a very special guest in the studio. Her name is Amanda Liang. She is the marketing developer in a local design firm. However, she's also the founder of a face plan program. And welcome to the show, Amanda.
Thank you for having me here, Weina.
So why don't we start with a bit of background information about yourself?
Okay, my name is Amanda. I'm the founder of Face Plan, which is a non-profit program. And I graduated from university 5 years ago on the majority of architecture. Then I come to Shanghai, work as a designer in some Western design firm. From more than 1 year ago, I started my business developer job in a local design institute. And also I'm the founder of Face Plan since 2008.
Okay, you mentioned to me before that face plan is actually where your passion really is, apart from your daytime job.
Yes, correct.
So what is face plan? What does it stand for?
Actually, Face Plan is FACE, that is Foreign Architect College Experience. We bring designers to the university to give lectures to students for free.
Oh wow, it sounds like a really meaningful and helpful, program for the society. So how did you, what inspired you to start with Face Plan all by yourself?
Actually, I think to answer this question, I can answer from two sides. On the one hand, because I used to be an architecture student, and I know how important for an architecture student to communicate with Western designers. So in my opinion, in some universities in the first-tier cities, students are really spoiled. Like the student in Tsinghua or Tongji University, they have too many lectures, workshop, exchange, this kind of opportunities.
Okay.
But as I know, in the interior of China, the students there are eager for this kind of opportunity, but they don't have. And I work in Shanghai for 5 years, and I have a good network with Western designers. So I think, why don't I use my resource to build such a platform for the student there to talk to the Western designers? On the other hand, I think to work as a full-time job employee in a design institute, you work hard just to realize your boss' inspiration and idea, but I want to have my own business, to have my own idea and inspiration and passion. And when I do these things meaningful, when I get old, I can look back to my whole life and I think, well, I really do something that meaningful in my life.
Wow, it's a great idea that you started the Face Plan. I think it's for the students, like you said, in the second tier and the third tier city. Maybe the opportunities they have to talk face to face with the architecture, with the architects could actually change their life, right? I mean, it's a big influence, which is really helpful.
Yeah, I think so. From the feedback from the student, I was told that a lot of students was inspired by such a chance to talk to the presenters, and also has a workshop for them is a really new experience.
All right.
Yes.
You shared with me that a story about a little boy from Liang, actually.
Yeah.
Well, not a little boy. I mean the student from the university. Can you share it with the audience? Like, what's the story?
Yes, sure. I was told that we can call this KPF boy.
Okay.
He used to a student in a university in Liang, which is quite far away from Shanghai. It's in the interior of China. And I was told that his original plan for his life is after his graduation from university, he will go to a local design institute and spend his whole life there in his hometown. But with the help of Face Plan, he got the opportunity to work as an internship in KPF Shanghai office. And he cherished this opportunity and he works really hard. Then he became the full-time job employee in the KPF Shanghai office. That's really changed his life. And he worked hard there, and he opened his eyes to the world. Now he plans to study the language hard, and in the future he maybe go to USA to study further for the architecture.
Wow, what a wonderful story. This is only one of the story we've heard, but probably there are, a lot of other students who has been to the lecture. They really opened up their eyes and, it changed their mindset, do you think?
Yeah, I think so, because I have a FacePlan website and we have a BBS. So some students come to visit our website and leave some message to tell me their feelings of the FacePlan, and they think with the help of FacePlan from the lectures, they really open their eyes to the Western world.
Wow, that's great. How about from the architect side? I mean, you mentioned before the architect, the Western architect, give the lecture for free for the students. When you contact them, what's their reaction? Are they being really supportive at the first?
Wow, maybe I'm very lucky to meet so many good friends. When I talk to some Western designers, share my idea for the FacePlan, they really very kind and nice. Wow. They are very happy to have the weekend with students. They said it's from Monday to Friday, they work hard, face to the client, to the government, but in the weekend they can go to the university to share their experience with students. They would love to do that all for free, and they think it's the architect's responsibility to teach or help to educate the student.
Maybe when they talk to the student, it reminds of them that, back to the university days when they were a student and how much they need help, maybe. So is that one of the reasons to give the lecture and, to the students?
Yes, I think so, because they have worked in the design firm for a lot of years, and they already, actually, we can say, far away from the universities. But when they go back to the university, they feel the atmosphere is really pure and happy, and they feel it's quite frank to talk to students. Don't need to hesitate anything. You can talk just face to face, and they're happy to share all their experience, their failure, their successful story with students.
Wow, that's great. So what do you think the architect can take away from those lectures? Can they, what can they learn from the process when they're giving the lectures?
I think they can learn also from the student for the passion, because when you face to all these young face, they can it can remind the architects their courage, and it can remind their original inspiration or passions, and they really feel happy to remind their college life.
Wow, that's great. So at the same time, the students learn from the architect. They are actually getting inspired by the students as well.
Yeah, they told me that.
Wow, that's a great program. What's other interesting stories you can share with us during the the process of FacePlan?
Actually, to tell the truth, for the previous 7 lectures, every journey is fantastic and exciting, and I have very good memories. And I can remember on 2008, me and David Malott from KPF Shanghai office, actually he is the chief designer for the Shanghai Financial Center. We went to Mianyang city on just before Christmas Eve, and also it's just before the earthquake.
Okay.
The earthquake.
Yes.
Yeah, we went to Mianyang, and also the teacher drive us to Beichuan city, which in that earthquake, 30,000 people died.
Yeah.
So David has lived in Japan for a few years, so he is familiar with the earthquake. But when he faced to the destroyed town, he is really shocked, and he told me that trip to the Mianyang is the most memorable memory for his 2008 year.
Wow, he's learned a lot, from the trip as well.
Yeah, and also when David talked to students, at first the students are really shy because they think David is the chief designer from KPF, such one of the best design firm in the world.
Yeah.
And they are shy and a little bit afraid to talk to him. But one student, after he discussed with David about his project, he asked David, "Can you give me a big hug?" Then David said, "Of course." Then he gave him a big hug. Then after that student, all the students asked for a big hug.
They want to hug him.
Yeah, they want to get the encouragement from the chief designer from KPF.
Wow.
And David is really nice and kind person, and you know he is a little bit fat, and students call him Lovely David.
Okay.
And they said he looks like a Kung Fu Panda.
Okay, I'm sure that's the positive side of things.
Yeah.
I think because for Chinese people, we think panda are cute, right?
Yes.
Well, it must be such a encouragement for the students to talk to famous designers face to face. They never expect that the designers could be so humble and so friendly to the students.
Yeah, they used to think the designers from a top-level design firm, they are far away, maybe in the USA or in the Europe.
Yeah.
But now they can talk to the top-level designers face to face, and even can get a big hug from that. So they really inspired and encouraged from the presenter.
Wow, that's great. I've heard that you also give lecture yourself to the students. So what are the contents of the lecture you give?
Because I think who I bring to the university to give lectures is all very good designers. So their lecture is already about architecture and very exciting and inspired. So I think my lecture should include more about my personal suggestions to students. Because I just graduated from university 5 years ago, I can share with students some of my personal experience to encourage them. So in my lecture, it's more suggestion to them like always be curious to the world like a child. And every journey starts from the first step. And also when you are young, don't be afraid of failure, just to do it. And students are really inspired and encouraged by my lecture.
Wow, I think that the lecture itself, to talk with the designers also yourself is already the first lecture they can learn, taking the first step, because that's what you've went through. It mustn't be easier when you started the phase plan, maybe making cold calls to the designers, also to the university, which
Yes.
It can be a long process to get approval for the universities.
Yeah, and I also told the students through six phone call you can get in touch with everyone in the world. I share my experience. Sometimes when I contact with some top level designers, I just make 2 phone calls, then I can get in touch with them. I share this experience with students, and they said, "Wow, it's not that difficult to contact them."
It's a lot difficult when you think about it, but when you really start to do it, it's not that difficult at all.
Yeah, so I share my experience to them to encourage them to take the first step. And you cannot imagine after you take the first step what will happen. Maybe it's unbelievable successful.
But I'm really glad to see, the help students can get from the phase plan, and also I can see the progress and the growth of phase plan is really great. So, what's your long-term plan for phase plan program?
Now my phase plan is mainly based on lectures and workshop, and also when professors talk to the design firm, they have some cooperation. They can provide some internship position in their office. But for the long term, I'm planning to, with some financial support, I can organize some national competition for students. And I can also support some students from interior of China to come to Shanghai or to visit Western design firm to open their eyes. And also I'm planning to have some publishment. Maybe one day when we have enough lectures, I can gather all the information and also the feedback from students together and maybe publish a book.
Wow, that's great. That's a great plan. Good luck to all the plans, all the success.
Yes.
So for the designers who might be watching the program, how do they approach you if they're willing to give the lectures to the students?
I have a website that is www.faceplanchina.com.
Okay.
So you can visit my website to leave a message. That's the most acceptable way to contact me. And also I think you can contact Winner to contact me. It's a more easier way.
I will pass the message to you if
Yes.
you want to contact me. That's great. So good luck with all the plans in the future, and I hope to see you soon in my program. You can tell us, as a follow-up, to tell us more stories about FacePlan.
Yes, I would be pleased to talk to you more in the future.
Thank you very much. Thanks for watching us. This is ITV Asia. I'm Weina. Thank you.